you don't wanna see N80 hype. We are the best, baby, what is your type? And we say what we want, we don't care what is right. Standing first while they stare in the night, in the air, it's apparent we nice. Porches go on the tear, this is real deal, boy, it's more than a scare. I just suggest you do more than beware.
Right, here we go. Keep going, bro.
Come on, waiting on you. Come on, man. Come on, hit that.
You haven't heard this in a while, huh?
Nope. Not at all. Hit that. Oh! Where's the lid?
Oh, shit. Here we go. All right, here we go. Shit, baby. Welcome back to another NA5 podcast. Your boy AZ, aka Daddy Z. And to my motherfucking right.
Oh, my tattoo. You have
Oh, dude, you're right. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Dude, the reunion is
Anthony
back, bro.
hits a girl. Oh.
6'8", 125 pounds.
Some may say most petite.
That's what I'm saying. Is the return of Des.
Hello.
It must be so awkward for you because you can't hear this.
Yeah.
We have applause going on here. And to her right, y'all know him, 6'3", 175 pounds is what they're alleging.
Nonchalant with dreads.
7 inches. -3. Young Austin.
-3. That's very generous. Thank you. My name is Austin.
Yo, okay, this is fucking
All
awesome.
right.
Yo, if y'all want to see these videos done live, make sure you go to the TikTok. Like, these fine people are in here right now. Thank you for everybody that's in here. If you're on TikTok, go subscribe to the YouTube channel at NA5 Podcast. Yo, dude, this is fucking awesome. How does it feel to be back? Is it? Do you kind of still feel like, oh shit, like I remember what this was like?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Austin doing the cameras and stuff like that is what I used to do.
Yeah.
But it was
got
funny.
promoted.
You got
I got demoted.
Took your job, dude. Took your job.
Thanks, Des.
What you call it? It was funny because the first episode I heard you guys back. You're like, she's never coming back, and I said,
No, it didn't. You said that.
I might have said that.
You
Yeah.
said never, and then you said, wait, she might. I don't know. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair. I was like,
That's what's up.
who
bro.
knows?
Dude, I definitely missed your energy. Your energy is really cool. It's really fun. Like, even when y'all both came in here, like, y'all are so lively, and it's like really cool. You know, you get like a little nostalgia. Like,
Yeah.
damn, this takes me back to like 21 when we were
Some
first.
may say when we were younger.
Yeah, when we were younger, all going
we'll
out
not
and
disclose
shit.
information about my
Yeah, that
age.
shit was lit.
Yo, thank you for the likes. Make sure y'all get us to 1,000 right there, bro. Spam it right there.
Unfortunately, there's only place for one gay person on this podcast.
Oh.
Sorry.
Gay, but I'm lesbian.
Anthony took that spot.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, Austin, bro, give us a
Yes.
sober life update. Yo, so
All
for
right.
anybody that didn't watch the last episode, we did a poll on the TikTok. I'm telling you, go join the TikTok. It's really, really fun. They actually wanted the poll. Austin embarked on a journey. He's on his sober life right now. Sober life crisis is what we're gonna call it because it's not fun. Me and Des are drinking right now. We're having the time of our lives, and he's over here. Throw it up. brother.
Water.
Oh,
I'll
yikes,
have my
bro.
existential crisis sober.
All right, and so he said that he was gonna, try to rizz up the shotty sober. You know what I'm saying? Insane fucking move, by the way, right? And also in the chat, we were like, yo, okay, let's make a prediction how many women he will pull. Oh, and then so we went over 1.5, so essentially 2 or more, or under 1.5, so essentially 1 or less. So now, Austin, give us the update. Yo, run us through the night, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Build it up a little bit. Let's hear it.
Candela, right? And I've already decided to be DD, so I was like, okay, I'm not drinking. I get to there was a pregame. I get to the pregame, and they're already kind of drunk, and they're like, all right, Austin's here. Yeah, take a shot, baby. It was the biggie, you know what I'm saying? It's a typical thing. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And they kept insisting, and I'm so proud of myself that I actually I wrote, what do you say? The peer pressure, I was able to, deflect it and everything like that. Just fuck out of here. So
And by the way, dude, we tried to get him to fold before the podcast started, and he almost did, I think.
Just so you guys know, he doesn't like me. That's why he's not drinking.
I folded with the sugar. I took a sip of Red Bull with
I
sugar.
swear to God, these bitches in the calorie count.
Yo, for real.
That's a borderline ED.
Sugar is bad for you guys. Don't take sugar. Anyway,
There's so much sugar in the U.S. in general.
Yeah,
way
for
too
real.
much. And Coke
Yo,
especially.
thank you for 1.4K likes already,
Oh,
bro.
Lord.
Yo, get us to 5K likes right there, bro. I appreciate that. Go
So
ahead.
I was
Austin.
DD for the home. I was like, I bet, cool. All right, now we get to Candela, and as soon as I walk in, I just feel the vibes are off for me, because I'm sober.
I
And
wonder
I'm
why.
there, and I'm like, damn, like I can already sense everybody else's energy is like on 1,000. They're fucking lit.
Right, it's because
And
like
I'm
what
a-
we said, like when you're fucked up, you are like the party. The party's within you, and
Right.
your environment just kind of enhances it. But when you're sober, your environment has to be like get you there because
Yeah.
you're not internally. You're not there. You know
I
what
think
I'm
you're just more loose. You're just like more open to
More
Yeah,
open.
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
And it's
anything,
just
literally.
like when you're
Yeah.
sober and then someone
Sexuality
comes
and
up to you,
stuff
be like,
like that. You're more open to sexuality. Yeah.
That's what those guys in Thailand be saying too,
Yo.
brother. Go ahead.
But,
what you call it?
oh,
Oh.
I thought you were talking. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Whatchamacallit?
Yeah, so the only thing I can order, because I went straight to the bar, that's usually what I do. I just order water on the rocks, you know what I'm saying? Water on the rocks or sugar-free Red Bull. I'm glad they had that. I took about 4 because I felt like I needed to feel something, you know.
That
I
is
was,
God
insane.
damn.
it was,
by
you
the
know
way,
what? Like, looking back, that's still not good. Like, 4.
You wanted
four,
to feel
No, it's
diabetes
not.
4 is
or
a
a
little.
fucking adrenaline rush?
dude. That
Yeah,
ass.
bro, I needed something because
Anxiety.
something was going on. I was like
Heart
anxious.
palpitations?
Yo, bro.
Dude, that shit, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, damn, like, and the whole thing, like, in my mind, I was just thinking about the poll. I was like, bro, I can't let these people down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yo, cash
1.5,
them out.
everyone's riding on me. They put
Hey,
the
yeah.
house on it, you know what I'm saying? But,
My parlay, no.
Yeah, for real. People's
yeah.
livelihood.
so I was in a group with, both, female and male people. So we just went to the dance floor, and the dance floor was packed. I'm talking like my hands were up here. I couldn't even get down. People were pushing,
You gotta
shoving.
dance like this, bro.
I was like this. And this is where
Dance like
I
sardines.
realized
For real.
this is where I realized like, yeah, the love of my life is not here at the club because it was
really?
hot.
You don't say.
It was
Wow. What
It
a,
was
what
hot.
a grave discovery.
Damn, brother. I can't find my girlfriend at the club. Holy
and I'm gonna
shit.
tell you why,
I
bro.
thought she
'cause
was an upstanding woman.
I'm
For
gonna tell
real.
you why. Because it was so hot, people were sweating, and I was able to see girls with their ugly ass makeup melting off their face, and that shit was not it, bro. I was like, that is not a good look. And I
Right.
just everywhere around me, I see people getting sloshed, and I'm like, dude, this is so unattractive. Like, I don't like this. What am I doing here? I would like regret it. I was like, what am I doing here? Literally, I have-
That's why. So
I
when
have
you're
no
fucked
business.
up, you wouldn't
Yeah.
have even cared about anything.
I was like, I
that.
have no business being here.
Do you ever think about just going to like a third space that's not a club to find a girl?
Like the gym. What are you talking about?
Other than the gym, like I don't know, like a hobby.
Before
that's
we
not
said like the
gym?
library and shit like that,
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
all right,
But
bro,
it's
we
not
haven't got
even
no
just
more
the
homework
library,
anymore.
Like, okay, you go to the gym. What if they have like a local volleyball thing, a local like
Okay.
pickleball thing?
Yo, I
You
told
know
him,
what
I told him to pick up
He told me-
pickleball.
he did tell me
Yeah,
That's like
it's
the
just
hot
like-
trend right now. So like,
Of course, like I'm pretty sure when you go to the club, you're like, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, sure, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what you call it? So like maybe you
wait,
just
wait,
need,
hold on.
you
hold
need
on,
a
what
third. You need a third place from that third place, which is not the club or the gym. Because I feel like even in the gym, you're trying to focus on yourself. I don't think you'd really want someone to come
He
up
be
to you in the
focusing on
gym.
himself, and then a bunch of fat butts around him. I know it, bro.
I have to stay focused.
You mean, like,
block him out.
um,
I have to block him out. I got to stay focused.
You know, like Kevin will go to like some like conference meetings or like, you know, like something like outside of even our friend group that we don't go to.
Dude,
so
we
that
work
he
in the
makes
same
me-
hospital. I saw him.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He was telling me he's your boss. He's wrote you up.
He is
I'm
not
kidding.
my boss.
What
That's
you
funny.
call it? But yeah, have you ever just thought about going to like even like a separate place where you just know no one?
I just have to, like you said, expand my hobbies. You know,
Yeah,
like,
deadass.
I need to start doing more stuff. I do like the pickleball idea. I think.
Yeah, pickleball is probably
I was
fire.
pretty good in high school. You know, I was pretty
Because
good.
me and
Yeah,
my friends
right,
do
bro.
pickleball. It's like pretty fun. But even
You played
then,
against Esau kids, Austin. It's, the bar is not that high, brother.
even
Hey.
then, Kevin goes to like pickle and social where like
Yeah, it's
someone
right
else
there.
will
That's the
come.
one. That's
Yeah,
the
it
one.
looks so cool, bro. The
It's
concept
like-
of that is really fire.
It's like beer and food and stuff like that, right?
So like even if you like doing physical activities, you can find someone that likes doing physical activities, and she'll be like, "Oh, I like going to the gym too." You'll be like, "Oh my god."
Just
same.
gotta go.
Yeah, I told him not
But-
to make that his personality. Like,
The
yeah,
gym?
gym.
You're 2 steps away from like gym bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gym
I
bro
know. That's why I
lunch
told him. I was
head.
like, drop that. And if she happens to go to the gym, then it's lit. You know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, but
'Cause you
don't
can-
follow
you
with
can,
that,
like,
bro.
You're like a couple steps away from being like self-obsessed. Be like,
Oh my
well, my
God.
PR's like this,
Well-
or you don't know how much I bench, or
Well, listen,
you know.
brother. My man right here used to be fat. You know, so
But
he,
it's like,
Fat
what else can you
is
talk
crazy.
about?
Fat
Oh,
What
I
is
else,
thought he was gonna say used to.
what else can you talk about besides? Because especially, for example, you're talking to a woman. What common exercises would you guys do that could be relatable?
Okay, Austin. Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead, brother.
Cardio.
You just said you didn't like doing cardio, bitch.
Oh, he does.
Hey, I wasn't
But
talking
just
about
not
the treadmill,
running.
baby. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
That's something common. That's something in common.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
There you go.
That's the one I was gonna use. That's funny.
But yeah.
Okay, take us to the night. Go ahead, brother.
So honestly, at one point, I kind of just like almost started giving up because like, dude, it's not working out. Like, I'm not having fun because they're not. First of all, they're not playing my songs. So if they're not playing my
DJ.
songs, especially sober, like I'm not gonna get it.
You weren't
Everyone
in the
around me
Spotify
was
jam.
For real.
dude.
They blocked
Did,
it.
People were
he
like-
didn't try the Pon Bad Bunny on the forehead.
bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I
there's
still
no
got
way.
that fish meme.
Yo, so okay, where were your friends at this moment?
I
Why wasn't there like energy slash?
No,
environment?
they were getting lit. I was with them. They were,
Okay.
throwing ass, girls on girls, guys on guys. You know
Oh,
what I'm
what?
saying? I gotta.
Hold on, brother. Oh wait, no, this one.
Yeah, so like they were getting lit. Like it was lit. I was just kind of like a fly. I was around. I was just like a fly on the wall, just watching them lit. I was like,
Being
damn,
a
that shit looks
voyeur,
nice.
I get you.
They were trying to give me drinks, and I was like, no, I can't. Like, I'm sorry. I have to really stay strong, stay focused. And they could tell, like one, they could tell I wasn't having a good time. They kept asking me every once in a while, like, yo, you good? Like, you having a good time? What's going on with you? And I'm like, I'm just sober, bro. And then I mean playing my songs, you know what I'm saying? And then finally started playing my song. It was Candela Perro Negro theme.
Mhm.
And they play that song, Perro Negro,
Ah,
with the, it started playing, and I was like, oh, and they're like,
The
they're like,
wolf
Austin,
coming
this
out?
is your song. This is it.
Yeah, for
now
real.
you gotta get lit. And I was like, yeah, now I'm fucking lit. Everyone was like, like hyping me up.
This is where the ankle weights
Yeah,
come off,
boom,
brother.
boom,
Go,
boom.
I
go
was
in.
going crazy. I was
Yeah.
going crazy. You
If
know
you're
what
an
I'm saying?
Naruto fan, don't like you though. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. I was getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then the next song, they stopped. Like they stopped playing my song. And I was like, okay, that shit's fucking ass.
Ah,
He
But
saw you
eventually-
having fun and he purposely
Yeah.
changed it.
So yeah. So first of all, obviously at a club they're playing a lot of music. So at the dance floor, I can't be spitting game. I can't be, like you want to dance. Like it's so loud, it's so packed, it's so hot. I don't want to be there. And then it was one of the people that I kind of know that kind of threw it back on me a little
Okay.
bit. And I was like, it was like one of those like they're like kind of close, like dancing around me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it was like, is this for me?
It's like, yeah. Exactly. I was like, is this? I'm looking around. I'm like, is someone else claiming this?
Is this ass safe for somebody? Because I'm
It's
about to
lost
hit.
and found. Is someone claiming this? If not, I'm taking it.
I'm about to
you know?
hit accept on this invitation right
Yeah,
now, brother.
and that's exactly what I did, and I
so you
I
just
accepted it.
like a magnet.
I was like, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta get this, So that you would say that counts, right? That counts. Like,
Now see, listen. This is what I was gonna say, brother. This sounds like boosting to me, brother.
what is boosting?
And
Go ahead.
boosting, okay, for anybody that doesn't know, boosting, aka boosting numbers, is when you get like a cop out. You know what I'm saying? Like one that doesn't actually count, but like, it's like treading the line. So it's like say it like this, right? Like the nerd, like in the movies, when the nerds lost their virginity and shit, right? They did it with like a girl that was just like, all right, I'll do it with you. You know what I'm saying? Just to get over with. This is
Okay.
kind of this gives me that
Okay.
vibe. That's what we're saying, brother. We're the judges right
Alright.
now.
Okay, I see what you mean, but at the same time,
Okay,
I
continue
coulda
with the
got
story.
zero. I could have got 0. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Continue with
I
the
got
story.
something. Okay.
With that girl, with the arc. Give us the
Okay.
lore of that girl, and then me and Des are gonna decide like if this counts or not.
Okay. So I, in my head, count that as 1. So I was like, okay, cool. But I left out a little detail right here that maybe could save me, maybe not. That's why we got to VAR check this with you guys.
Let me see the cameras. Yeah, go.
Now, there was also a girl twerking on her. So it was a train.
Oh no, sir.
And I was like, okay, hold on. Maybe
Oh no, this
maybe this counts as the 0.5.
Oh no,
As a 0.5.
no, sir.
As a
Absolutely
0.5,
not.
maybe, just maybe, I
Through
can
osmosis?
pass this. I can,
It
Yeah.
travels
I can
to
pass
him.
this.
Yeah. It was the domino 3. No, sir. It does not count. It does not count
Well, then,
because listen, they could have been just dancing with each other, and you just happen to like attract that girl in the back. Now things would have changed if they somehow swapped places and shit, and then you got the other girl. Right, Des? Am I cooking?
Sure, yeah.
It was
'Cause
kinda one of those-
we've had a girl go stray, like when we're like dancing together, and then like me and Jennifer, and then like one of our friends like go stray. We're like, oh, well, Diva's on a hunt.
But
They
it
move
was
on.
also kind of one of those like they kind of like the girl, like the other girl, she kind of like turns around and like sees if I'm valid. Like she's like, let's take a look. Is he?
Is it dark?
Whoa.
Let's see.
She's squinting hard as fuck.
And I
Pulls
guess-
out the
I guess
phone with
it
the
was.
flashlight.
But that was all I was able to get that night. So if you if you want to give me the 1.5,
That was it?
That was it.
Oh my
Unfortunately,
I'll
goodness,
console
brother.
you. If
It
it
was
matters
tough.
to you, King.
Oh
If it
my
matters to
goodness,
you.
brother.
It does because I was sober and I didn't
She
have
said,
it.
"Is it dark, LMAO?" Yo, thank you for the gift, man. God damn, Austin, that I expected more, brother. Not gonna lie. That's
you
quite
know,
unfortunate.
I'm actually I'm kind of glad, or not glad, kind of proud of how I did because I was sober and, you know, I kind of relied on myself. And I
But
was,
see,
I
that's
was
the
able
thing.
to get some. I was able to get something. you know?
Listen, brother, and this is what we talked about.
Okay.
So when he was explaining his journey, right? He was saying
His
that
hero's
he,
journey.
yeah, he said that he was gonna go after higher tier women because he was sober, and I was like, that sounds backwards to me. I would think that you would go down in tier in women just because you have less courage because you have alcohol courage, right? So you're like, well, fuck it, like this girl.
I mean,
like,
if we're also factoring in the club, you're gonna be like in the club, be like, "Do you have your doctorate?" It's like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's like what's higher tier in the club.
yeah, I guess we were talking about like strictly like looks wise
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
vibe, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know.
But even then, I guess like looks wise and like she's like so dumb. Is that even higher tier?
True.
Is that
true,
even
true.
higher tier?
True. I guess for his case,
I'm
he
dead.
just strictly looks, right, Austin?
Yeah, just for an experiment.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is that like you knew what you were going into sober, but you still didn't go after the higher tier women, and this kind of proved my point that you had to have like a vibe in order to talk to other women.
You know what this reminds me of? You know, like that one meme of the guy digging for diamonds,
Yeah.
and he stops right before he finds the diamonds. That was you.
That was me? Hey,
He said
you know,
she could have been out there.
it's not easy, guys. It's not easy to go out there sober and talk to a girl. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And a lot of guys can agree with me with this. I promise you.
I mean, I told you, but you were trying to come off like otherwise, like nah, I'm about to go crazy now. like-
Okay, that's a little over the top. I wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna get every girl.
Do
Nah.
you think you like put too much pressure on yourself, where like this conversation has to lead to somewhere, which then like psychs you out from?
I think
because
because you had the poll in the background.
It's because I have the thoughts,
That's what I'm saying.
the second guessing, right? And with alcohol, I didn't have that. There was no
What I'm
filter.
saying.
There's no filter.
And you're
so
not drinking.
I'm not thinking, I'm doing. Whereas over here, I was thinking and not really doing, if that makes sense.
Right. So you felt the pressure? Or
So
what
you
was
are
it, though?
overthinking it.
Overthinking. There you go.
Do you think you
Just
do
a lot
that
of-
in general, like
Oh,
whether
yeah.
outside of the club and in like in
Oh, yeah.
regular life?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you think you just don't know? Like, I guess like with your
Is this fucking
Yeah,
therapy? What the
yeah,
fuck
I
is
was
going
gonna
on?
say, yo,
No,
go
I like
ahead,
this.
brother.
No, let's go ahead. Let's
Suddenly,
take it
away.
no
Let's
one's been
figure
asking the
out-
right questions.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
thank
keep
you.
asking, and we're gonna add some music in the background. Go ahead.
I don't think this is the right one. You need to play the sad violin.
No, I like this.
Oh
Oh my God. Okay, let's get. You know what? At this point,
Okay,
go
hear me
ahead
out,
and
though.
pass
Here-
the bottle. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you think with the amount of friends that you have that are girls, you actually
Okay.
know how to start a conversation with a woman that you're actually interested in? Or do you think the conversations you lead with are you're like always looking forward to intimacy? You know what I mean?
So,
So
those
going
two
with a purpose.
conversations, like those two conversations
No.
can lead to very different ways.
well, it depends who I'm talking to.
That's
Like,
also the problem.
right.
Yeah,
Depends.
you're picking and choosing who you want to be
Because if it's just a
intimate with and who
random
want to
girl, I
know.
really don't like care.
Right,
Like,
so
you know what I'm
is-
saying? Like,
So what are you?
Because
so you're
guys'
you're
yeah.
saying like go in with the same
Same level.
level,
level?
every single time.
If you
yes.
only want to
Yeah.
be intimate, then you can't be upset that you only got one girl that danced on you. If
Yeah.
you're looking for something more, you're upset that no one danced with you.
right.
So you have to pick and choose what you want to do. You can't be upset that you can't have both. You can't have your cake, eat it at the same time. You ever thought about that?
No,
no,
That's a lot of complex.
It does not
thoughts
come in our
going on.
minds, Des.
I was like,
that is too complex for our tiny
where-
brains.
Where has been all the
I'm
women?
not 25
Bro.
yet. My frontal lobe has not developed yet.
She's
That's what I'm
low key. She's low key speaking facts.
That's
I
what I'm
love
s-
her.
That's what I'm saying though, because like for example, even though like me and Jennifer, the way you speak to us is like, could that be a way you speak to a girl? Not that it's like bad or anything, but it could be a more softer way of entry compared to like a girl. You're just like, oh, what's going on? Like, what are you doing after
well,
this?
that's the
and
thing.
stuff
Like, I
that?
don't really like be risen up like that. Like, I try to, just speak like kind of like in a friendly way, like hey, like how are you, like shit like that. Like I don't really like raise up like hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah.
this?
yeah.
So,
So we
I
talked
don't-
about that last episode. He's kind of like the jester, you know. He just comes
I
in,
just kinda-
makes a motherfucker laugh, and sometimes like the women like that, so they just kind of attach themselves to him. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's the bag.
But do you think there's like, have you ever like thought about your intent behind it? Of like, I would like to see where this goes more as friends instead of just pursuing straight away. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe if you're friends first,
I've
you
tried
like
that.
it.
I've
Okay,
tried
but hear
that.
me out. But like, even if you go as friends first, you do make a good friend. You do know more about women. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you surround yourself with nothing but guys, not that that's horrendous, but it is a red flag for women. The more you know how girls, how they act, how this, it doesn't come as a surprise to you, the results that you get, I guess you would say. You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, like,
Yeah.
oh, a lot of my friends that are girls don't like that.
Spitting,
Maybe I
brother.
shouldn't do that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Maybe
I
they.
have been done better with like the way I talk when there's girls around
Mm-hmm.
because I would like kind of like not make certain jokes around girls just
Mm-hmm.
because they're not for the female, you know, gays or whatever. I keep those more towards the guys because those are like pretty inappropriate things to say like in front of girls.
you know, you
But
are,
back then I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you know, I'd say whatever the fuck I want.
because obviously
and-
you are fighting like two vices. Like, the female gaze is the girl you want to get with and what you think she wants, what she sees. And then obviously you're fighting the male gaze, how you look like in front of your guy friends, how
Right.
you present. Did I score last night? Did I do this? Did I do that? Unfortunately, it's hard to get best of both worlds.
Right.
Hannah Montana.
well,
It's what they
I don't
say.
think Austin really cares about that's the male gaze part.
Even
like,
though you don't
he
care,
doesn't-
it's in the back
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he comes to us and he's just like, yeah, I held her hand. And
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
like, eh.
I think just this specific scenario, just because it's for the content, but any other time, I don't think you really like do it for because you want to tell people like, yo, I
Oh
bagged
yeah,
to
yeah.
her.
I don't. Yeah, I
He
don't-
does it for the sport.
I'm the.
Yo, we need to go out together and be each other's wingmen / women to get each other's tens at Austin.
Oh
Whatever that
yeah.
means.
let's-
Tens at the club.
Who said that? Let's go.
Someone's mining for.
Let's go
diamonds.
sober.
Ms.
Water,
Anna.
water only.
Water only.
That's funny.
Can I get the sparkling water?
Hold the sparkle.
Yo, speaking of men / women, I ran across a TikTok the other day, right? It said, and well, this might be different, but this we'll still get your good POV on this one. It said men have it so easy day to day in that we always have something to do at any point of the day. So if we get home, we have so many different paths we could take it. Boom. If we want to go play video games with the boys, they're on all day, son. It don't matter. We want to go to the gym, hang out with the boys, they're there. We want to just chill and do nothing, boom, is there. We want to go play soccer, go do this, go do that, boom. What do girls do? What is that like, you know, what's the equivalent of that but to girls? You know what I'm saying? And I
God.
couldn't really think about it too well. So maybe we get your POV. What is that equivalent to girls?
Like you can go like shopping together. Like
Shopping.
Jennifer.
Okay, cool.
Jennifer
go
and
ahead.
her friends are like, you want to go thrifting with me? Like her and someone else are gonna go thrift for watches at a pop up event.
Right.
You know, it's like such like miscellaneous things. Hey, do you want to go try this restaurant out with me?
Right.
And
Okay.
stuff
So
like that.
I heard that kind of stuff too. Now I did see that somebody said, yeah, but like how often are you really gonna do that every day? Like, are you really gonna go out and spend money every day on trying a new restaurant or going shopping? You know what I'm saying?
I think
like,
that then boils down to like your friends and their interests. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Obviously, a guy default it is playing video games. I play video games. It's not a girl default and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
don't
but you're
really,
more on the
This
Go
motherfucker.
ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it.
more of my sister's vibe. If you guys catch
Okay.
my drift.
This motherfucker,
Just-
bro.
Not that.
Yeah, it's just like I said. It just depends on your friend's interests. Obviously, it's so easy for guys because it's so ingrained to like when you're younger. Hey, go play video games. Hey, go outside, play soccer. Hey, go do
Yeah.
this, go do that. It's so ingrained into who you are that with girls, when you're coming up, it's like
You just got taught how to
It's-
clean.
it's
Oh my god.
yeah, it's
This
like
motherfucker.
especially when you're like the oldest daughter. Like a lot
Oh,
of my
yeah.
friends are the oldest daughter. They usually take care of their
They're the
siblings.
moms,
They're usually
yeah.
cleaning. They're usually cooking. That's why when guys are like, "Oh, well, how do you guys spend quality time?" It's like, "Oh, you just there, like with each other talking. You can make time for your friends." It just depends on how you do, especially how we're getting older. How often do you game with your guy friends?
Right.
How often do you go to gym with at least 3 guy friends?
Oh, don't ask him
That is
because this
true.
is every day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
go
But yeah,
6
yeah, you're right
days
though.
a
I
week.
get the point. Yeah,
that
that is true.
also is divided into like, you know, your age. Obviously, when you're
Yeah,
18,
that is.
19, everyone's fucking
Available.
doing everything
Yeah.
under the fucking moon. And
Like, yo, you want to go to Florida this weekend? Yeah, I'm
be like,
down.
yeah,
Fuck it.
I
Let's
have
go.
negative
Yeah,
2 in
let's
my
do
bank
it. Fuck
account,
it.
but
Yeah,
we'll figure
yeah.
it out. You know what I mean? But now as you're getting older as well, like even then, like there's like some friends that I barely speak to because, you know, not anything bad. Like, you know, we're just living different
Yeah,
lives.
everybody got their like their ball rolling, their snowball rolling. They're focused on that, and then if you happen to get a time that you can like divert from that and be like, oh shit, I got you, like, yo, let's hang out.
Yeah.
I think you learn to appreciate people's presence more as you get older and shit. You're like, oh, you're fine with doing absolutely nothing as long as you're in their presence. You're like, oh shit, I'm bouncing like, you know, energies off you, and we're like fucking vibing. It's
Yeah,
such
the
a fucking
more you
beautiful
feel
thing.
envious of others and what they're doing, the less time you have on finding your passions and the people you like to be around.
Damn.
Obviously, like those third places that we were talking about previously, you find your friends in those places. You know what I mean? Even if it's simply like I asked my friend DV and Jordy, I asked them, hey, do you guys want to hang out with me while I fix a car? And they were just like, yeah. And they just sat there. And then anytime I needed help, they would help me. It's those kinds of friends that you find over time. You know, maybe you might ask a friend and they'll be like, no, I can't really do that and stuff like that. And you're slowly like, okay, you guys want to try something else? You know what I mean? It just depends what your common interests are. But definitely if you're around 16 to 21, 22, it feels like everybody has all the time in the world.
Yeah. You're spinning actually. Yeah. I think that's why it's also very important to have people that are very much your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you can tell your friends like, yo, pull up. But like if you were to tell like other people that aren't like, they're just kind of like acquaintance to you.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for me to tell you, hey, you want to hang out while you watch me work on my car?
Yeah,
no,
like,
you have a kid.
Brother,
It's
this
like,
is fucking,
that's
you know
like
what I'm
6
saying?
hours of your time you could have spent with your kid.
Yeah,
it just seems more
yeah.
ignorant on my part.
Yeah. Now you're fucking spinning, bro.
So it like I said, it just really depends on the lens you're looking at.
In the comments, they were saying like, "Oh, the girls do their nails and like drink coffee, go to brunch."
Oh, I
and
fucking
shit."
love doing that. I love hitting on my cousin Eileen and just being like, "Hey, do you want to like go
Hitting-
get coffee and
you
just
said-
talk for
oh.
2 hours?" And she goes, "Yeah," and then we just talk about nonsense. Like we're
That's
literally
nice.
just there cross-legged in the fucking cafe, and we're just like, "Can you believe this?" And then that's about it.
Nice. You
So-
brought up a kind of a cool point that you said that, you know, things change over time, like with your life as you get older. Let's talk about a little bit like of our goals. We're in a reunion now. This is fucking awesome. Let's talk about like, well, we could go about this 2 ways. We could talk about like our 5 to 10 year goals because, you know, you've changed.
You have a 5-year goal.
Bruh. Like we've changed since the first time we started doing this, like what, 2 years ago, like till now, and then like now imagine what it's gonna be like in 5 to 10 years and shit like that. Pretty
yeah,
cool.
I was very like in the beginning. I was very my party face. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck. I live. You know, I'm young. Let me get lit. And then I started getting into kind of my I want a girlfriend phase. Like, let me get a girlfriend type shit.
Starts barking in the back.
And yeah, so that's also not working out. So then so now I'm just trying to like really try to be the best version possible that I can be. You know, gym wise, eating wise.
So start it off, brother. 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
That's long term goals. What is it looking like, bro?
Like, shit, 5-10 years. What is that?
That could be anything. Like
20-30.
work, relationship.
Can you imagine yourself being 30?
life. That's kind of crazy.
I
Like,
know. You're not even
But
25.
I'm not even 25
Oh my
yet.
God.
You guys are.
Right.
oof.
He's underdeveloped. He's undercooked.
Yeah, I
Love
would
it.
hope by 30, because I had a plan. Like, I was like, yeah, by late 20s, I should have a child. Like, that was like my
Oh.
initial plan. Like, that was like, okay, like, I'm definitely gonna have a girl. Like, this is like teenage years.
I'm definitely gonna have a
I'm
girlfriend.
definitely gonna have a, like, I should have a wife by late 20s. So
Don't
then,
you see me? He's
and I was like, come on, like, look at this. And I was
That's crazy because I was the opposite. I was like, fuck no, I'm not gonna have any of that until like I'm like mid 30s until I have to type shit. Boom, done.
Nah, but like, you know, now as I get closer to the age, I'm like, okay, this is not looking good, right? So like now I'm just hoping for a girlfriend by.
But why
30.
is it not looking good? You also shouldn't put that
I
pressure on
mean,
yourself. I think it's not looking good because you really want it, and it's like, fuck,
really-
time is going.
It's really on me. Like, this
All
is
the
really-
baddies are getting cuffed.
I used to think like oh fuck that girl, like she did me so dirty, like it's all on her. But I really like had to
resentment.
do a little self reflection, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I think you're the problem, Austin. I think you're the problem. So what I do now, I'm self aware.
Okay.
I mean, there's always more to learn.
I talk to girls and I like how things are going, but I kind of like, what did you say? Like kind of like
Self-sabotage?
fantasize them like being a certain person. If that makes-
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, this is how this person's supposed to be. Like she's supposed to like, text me every fucking day, like quick as fuck. Like she's supposed to want to hang out with me and stuff like that. So I would kind of like imagine this person being a certain way, but they're really not that person.
You idolize them too far to where reality doesn't meet.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
like,
like
I
your
kinda-
perception of them is always different from reality.
I'm kind of
and
like
stuff
tunnel
that.
vision. I'm kind of like blinded by just wanting a connection, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's always like not a form of self-sabotage, but I will say
You know
that
who this
like
man is, bro.
I've-
Self-sabotage king. Remember, bro?
I've
Yeah.
heard it's called limerence. You have to look that up, but
Oh,
that's what
fuck.
apparently that's what it's
Chat.
called.
I'm just kidding.
And some say it's like emotional trauma from childhood, apparently. And yeah, so I
Have you thought
don't
about
know. I don't know about because I kind of like read a little bit on this little research type shit.
While you're
So-
crying,
And I was
like, why do I feel this way?
have you thought about going to therapy?
So like, yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, I should probably see somebody about this, see what's going on, But right now my therapy is a gym and it's doing great. But yes, I
have
feel
you
like
ever
I
thought
should.
about like maybe
I
even
feel
though
like
the gym helps
is my
you,
trauma funny to you? Or something?
Yo,
What's
I
going
don't
on?
know why.
What's
this
going
is
on
funny
over
as
here?
fuck,
This
bro.
guy.
Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. You're
I'm
opening
just
up right now,
like-
bro.
I'm
What am I
just
doing?
But,
have you ever thought about that the gym, even though it helps you therapy wise physically, you
Physically.
still need help
Oh yeah,
mentally and emotionally?
for sure. Yeah, you definitely. I feel like you
Like
should
even though
definitely-
like in therapy, people are always just like, oh, you have some like serious trauma. Sometimes it could just be like having that unbiased third point of view. Like if obviously I go to one of my friends or Jennifer and I'm like, someone treated me like this and da 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 da, they're gonna have a biased point of view because they're my friend.
Right.
They're this, they're that.
Yeah, deadass, you're right.
Obviously you need someone so removed from the equation that
unbiased. Mhm.
they can like see both sides.
I wish
so-
therapists would call you out on your bullshit because I've heard that they kind of like it's kind of like comfort you. They won't really correct you per se. They just kind of guide you through your kind of like emotions and traumas and shit.
Well, can they,
But I wish they were like,
yeah.
nah, you're fucking tripping. Like, what the fuck are you saying right now? Like, you're the shit. Like something like that, or like nah, don't do that. But I feel like that's kind of away from the.
Do you think you also have to finish that equation about challenging yourself though? Like they can lead you to the water. You got to drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
also
yeah.
still got to do that last lift by yourself. Be like,
Yeah.
well, was that bad or was that good? Was that enough or was
I just think that the common person doesn't
like facing
have
uncomfort?
enough willpower to do that on their own. Like,
Yeah.
like, just say like, yeah, you know what? I am a bitch. I'm going to go ahead and change this. Like, like I feel like sometimes you got to have somebody to tell you that. I wonder if you could tell like your therapist, like, yo, can you just be like really harsh on me? Like,
Have you ever
like,
had one of your friends do that though, and then you're like, he's a fucking asshole,
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
the
and then you
tough
cut the
part.
therapist off.
But I
and
am that
one.
asshole. I am that asshole. I'll say it how it is. Like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
nah, but you're fucking tripping. Like, bro, that's how I
So
am,
there's
bro.
always like that double-edged sword. Someone will call you out for it, but then you're not happy with it.
Yeah, but
Fight and 10 years,
when I
bro.
read that, when I read
Go ahead,
that, I was like the emotional trauma. I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I was loved. I was
Yeah,
loved.
I was
loved
just
as
gonna
a
say
kid.
that. So like, then where the fuck does it stem from?
I was loved from from a child. Like my
So
parents
it's
loved
like
me.
I wasn't loved as an adult.
No.
Holy shit!
No, but I grew up very like very afraid, very timid, very people pleaser. Like I was always like waiting for a good job, Austin. Like you did good. So
Right.
it carries on to like today, even today, like at work. I'm like, is this like did I do a good job? Is this good enough? Like I'm
Right.
like kind of like waiting for some like
Yes, you did, squirt.
yeah, like good job. Like I'm waiting for like some validation. You know what I'm saying? Yo, who got some tissue, bro?
Yeah, that's not the fucking right. Okay, that's what's
So
up.
like stuff like that, like I need to like kind of like maybe talk to somebody about that. See what's up,
BetterHelp.com/N85.
There you
brother.
go.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Put in the code. But
Yeah. Okay. So that's what's up. So that's
Alright,
like
so
kind of
that-
your goal.
so
like,
that's
like
my
tryna-
emotional trauma. What are you?
So yeah. So kind of
my
like
God, can't believe you asked.
unpacking, kind of like
Yeah.
dealing with that and seeing how to navigate that.
So like I'm also a big believer in God always, right? And I'm like, okay, I feel like God. This guy's a fucking atheist, dude. But like I'm like, okay, I'm all in, like I try not to worry too much because it's all in God's timing. Like so I'm like, I feel like God thinks I'm not ready for a relationship yet. I feel like he thinks and he knows that I need to work on myself. I need to work on like fixing my quote unquote trauma, you know.
Mhm.
And
right.
you know, and when he wants
There
it
you
to
go, brother.
happen, it will happen. So I really try not to trip about. Yo,
Oh,
I don't
what are y'all
need this.
doing, brother? Come on.
I'm not
kidding.
doing that.
Also, I almost got a piss.
Oh, you want
Oh,
to
you
take a
gotta-
break? We can take a break.
You got
I mean, we can get done with his goals.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Because he
So
still
goals,
hasn't
yeah.
named a goal. He just went to.
Yeah, you kind of just
Uh,
explained it. Kind of give it like a little title, like like overall, like boom. This is it.
overall. I'm trying to get myself out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying
Okay.
to be
The
Like the
emotional
fucking collar?
mud type
the
shit.
most. That's just like overall
Oh.
be be the very best self I can possibly be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's
physically,
what's up.
mentally, emotionally. Like I'm trying to up my emotional intelligence points. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
Nice.
clap, 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 clap? Do you think it will? Are you comfortable with your improvement not being as exponential and all over the place? Like maybe the day that you do find quote unquote the one,
Mm-hmm.
you're never gonna be fully ready. That's something you just have to accept.
Like, what if it comes too fast?
Ah,
Not
so
that
what,
it
what
comes
you're
too
saying
fast.
is that like they come and you're still kind of like a work in progress.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
well, obviously, because there's never an end goal to
Yeah.
obviously being a better person. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's
That's-
not linear. It's not exponential. It's literally forward, backward, up, down, side
That's
to
a
side.
very
Yeah.
tough
A loop,
question.
loop,
I've
loop.
thought about that, and I'm like,
You know what I mean?
that's why like right now I'm like, you know, kind of look like I was looking back then, but I also like think like no, I shouldn't be looking because I'm not even ready. Like I still need to get myself out the
Right.
mud.
Because if you
Good.
keep thinking that you're not ready, do you think you're holding yourself back from ever opening up?
Yes.
That could yes, that's
Now this is
very-
another thing. This is okay. So like the reverse of that was happening with him too. He wanted to find a girl that was so damn perfect. Like
yeah.
like he would list all these things. I was like, brother, where on earth are you gonna find this girl, bro? I was like, dude, you better be willing to
4.0
like.
GPA, eyeliner to the brim, fucking mother father status.
For real, I was like, nah, bro. Like realistically, you're gonna get like 80% of this. If you're lucky, you lock that girl down. If she got 80% of all the things that you're looking for, because like you're not gonna find that perfect one. So like that might be another thing that you gotta work on too. Is like,
You have to accept people for their flaws.
yeah, which ones you can live with.
Go ahead and name some flaws, and I'll tell y'all which one I can.
Obvi-
Okay, yeah,
obviously-
go ahead, Des. Take it away. What are some flaws?
What are some flaws?
Ooh,
Give me
like
some deal breakers.
Oh,
That-
here we go, kids. Let's
deal
go.
breaker.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
I'm sorry, no.
For-
I'm with you on that one.
mean, uh,
I am.
Right
Okay,
now,
well,
unfortunately-
let's
Why
do
not?
one kid. One kid.
I'm
one kid-
unfortunately not the mom who stepped
that
up.
is not a deal breaker. It's not a
One
deal
kid.
breaker.
Okay, two
I could-
kids.
That's fine. It's pushing it.
Nah, I think two kids would be the deal
No.
breaker for me,
Oh,
brother.
really?
Yeah.
No.
One
Two's
kid's
fine.
all right. Two kids is kind of wild.
3 is kind of, you know. you're-
Three, you
Now
you
you're
need to be,
you're a homewrecker. Like
yeah,
now
you need to be
you're-
locked up somewhere.
Yeah. Now you're. Yeah.
Does it matter the amount of baby daddies for two kids?
If what?
Does it matter the amount of baby daddies with two kids? Like if it's two separate baby daddies?
Oh yeah, that's even worse.
No, I mean, as long as they're cool, like baby daddies,
The
they're
baby's cool?
I like to.
Fuck.
I like
The
to be.
vibes.
I like
Go to the
be
gym
cool.
with all three?
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
hell
yeah.
no!
Eskimo
like a
brothers.
Oh no!
What's it called? No, not
so
sister
that
wives.
so that shit was fire, huh, guys?
Not sister
shit
wives,
lit.
brother wives.
Oh hell no, brother. What about like stupid?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't like that.
Oh,
How would you
Nah.
classify stupid though? Like if they don't know the meaning of some words, like it's hard to classify.
No,
stupid.
just like
Nah.
not stupid, but
real
like,
life stupid.
not like
Because you
they
could be
don't
like
know.
book stupid, and that's fine. Because who
I
really
don't
cares?
know.
yeah.
But
What
some
do you
people
mean you don't know
are
how to read?
genuinely like real life stupid.
Give me an example.
Some people are just
Destiny
a little,
Juarez. I'm just like yo.
It happens
No,
to
no,
both
I'm just
of
like I'm
us.
just like
Some
I'm
people are
just
just a little slow.
slow. Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like they do not understand things that are so clear.
Maybe they're not as self-aware as.
Yeah, that
others.
too. Like self-awareness has to add with kind of like a little bit of like intelligence, life intelligence. IQ might be like 78, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
dead.
Like that kind of
Let's call
shit.
it. I think that's to each their own though, like level of stupid.
Yeah.
I know I'd be asking like the dumbest questions to Jennifer. She's just like, well, it's this. It's the patience.
Yeah.
It's the patience
I
that
have
comes
zero.
with it. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. So, red flag, man. You could kind of like maybe overlook some that shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but like the reason why I'm like, I don't know, the reason why I'm like
This is
so
a therapy
so
session.
strict.
God damn, son.
The
The reason why I'm so
why-
strict is
Yeah.
because I think about this like this person, my person, is supposed to be like the mother of my children. You know what I'm saying? Like this is supposed to be my person.
Right. So you're like, if they're gonna be a forever person, I want
Right.
them to be perfect. Type
Not
shit.
perfect, but pretty close. Yes.
Do you
Wishing
think,
y'all the best. Y'all, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Do you think because you hold such a possessive and role lens on a woman, because you said she needs to be the perfect mother, you don't see her for the person she is herself?
Now,
Oh.
like
Because you're like, she has to be a good mother.
No, that's
but
not
she's
what-
still your wife. She's still
Right.
a person. You know what I mean?
Right,
if she
right.
has those
I'm
bad
not
days,
saying like I'm not looking for a perfect mother. That's not what I'm saying. Like I'm
Yeah.
not looking for like
it's coming
a
out that way,
A
dog.
mommy, like you know.
Right.
I'm not looking. I'm just saying.
It's just like in the back of your mind that
I'm
you
just
want her to
saying, like-
become that one day. type
like
shit.
you know, not to like judge anybody, but like the mother of my children shouldn't be getting trained by 10 guys. Like,
Oh
you know,
my
you know, like
God.
you know, like that's
maybe
kind of like
because you view it.
that's just
it-
how me. Like that's yes, it's just my
maybe you
person.
Right.
shouldn't view it as the mother of your kids, but just a person you want to be with. Maybe
Right.
that's a better lens than
Well,
bashing other
like,
people.
It doesn't. That
Give me one
that,
second.
that doesn't really matter because I still don't want to be with someone that's been trained by 10 guys.
That's
like,
that's
just
my
like,
point. But
like-
like even other women who are more sexually liberated and stuff like that,
Uh-huh. Right.
you are just bashing on how they live and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's comfortable to just be like, hey, I wouldn't like a person like that, instead of, no, you'll be a mom one day, and that's all that you classify them
Damn,
as.
no, yeah,
yeah.
see, I'm
like,
not-
so it you
Okay, I see
are
that.
I hate to say this, you're like 2 steps away from being like alpha male bullshit.
Yeah, whoa. That's a little 2 steps too close.
No, you're 2 steps away because
whoa.
Also on other podcasts that I've listened to,
Okay.
you're like, well, nice guy finished last. That's 2
No,
steps
no,
away.
no.
So listen,
Hold on.
last time I was on your side. Now this time I flipped. I flipped.
No. You don't
That's-
have
Here
to.
we go.
You don't have to
Start
keep
cooking, brother.
reiterating that you're a nice guy.
No.
People just know you're a nice guy.
Right.
And then the thing about you holding flowers to the end of the thing is like you're waiting for that
listens.
reciprocal action until you feel that they should be rewarded instead of just viewing them as a person. I think that's very like you're waiting. You're doing all these things for some reciprocal action.
Oh, so you're saying that he should have gave them flowers regardless
I
if it
don't-
was a good or bad, like. You know?
I mean, even then, it just depends. But it feels like I'm holding. It's the same thing of like I'm waiting for my dog to do this trick, and then I'll give him a treat.
Right.
And they don't deserve that treat unless they
So
do
they
the
do
trick
this.
or do whatever I want them to do.
Okay.
You're not viewing them as a said person, and instead just maybe hold flowers for the next date.
She's
and be like, I
speaking
really-
facts in the
I
chat, bro.
really
They fucking
like
with
who
you.
they are and stuff like that. Like I said, you don't like that I'm saying this, but that's the matter of the fact. You're 2 steps away from being like, well, I'm a nice guy. They only want bad guys. That's what they deserve. And
Yeah.
that is 2 steps away from literally backsliding into misogyny and like all that ugly shit that you say, oh, well, but I'm not like
Yeah.
that because I gave them flowers. But you only did that because they did what you wanted. So it's you're literally as uncomfortable as it might seem. You're so close to slipping, even though it's an ugly thought to
Yeah.
have. Because like I'll say as well, I think you're pretty nice and stuff like that. But some of the stuff you say is 2 steps away
Yeah.
from being like, you should probably shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
Right.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate here, because I think
Ref, do something.
Yeah. Help me out, ref. Real Madrid. Here we go. So listen. So I think kind of what he's saying though is that like it's kind of, well, first of all, it is a joke because we're joking, but he says kind of like he's been doing like the good stuff for the girl, you know what I'm saying? Because even that, I think he would have gave her the flowers even if it didn't go like. I think
Like
it would have had to go.
the bar's not high.
Yeah.
Like,
It would have gone bad
it had
in
to
order for
come,
him.
like,
yeah.
The bar,
Not that
you
it
know what I
was
mean?
like really good. It was just not terrible. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
like,
That's
I
where he
haven't
was
gone
at.
through that. I've
Yeah.
not gone through like experience where like, oh yeah, she's not getting this.
Yeah, because every single
I've
time
gone-
that
every single time-
every single time that
Take it back out of her
we've
head.
said the story like on here, like he's always giving the girl the flowers, you know, regardless of how it went. Because he's had certain instances where he was like, dude, this was the best date of my life. And then he went on dates after that, and he was like, well, he still gave him the flowers because like it was still fun, it was still a good time, you know. It wasn't because like the bar was super high, and he was like, you gotta be this person. You know what I'm saying? So like that's on his credit. Now where he says like the good guys finish last is that like he was being like the best possible guy he could be, but those girls still did him so dirty for a terrible like to go into an even worse situation like them.
Do you,
know what I'm
think
saying?
But
that,
that's where I was talking about earlier, where that came into play. Where I used to think like that, like okay, like oh man, like I did them, like they did me so dirty. But like I really like I said, I self-reflected, and I was like, wait, no, you're wrong, Austin, because you thought that person was this person, and that's not who they are, and that's why I hurt myself. Because I thought, you know, I thought this would be like what I wanted, but they never turned out to be that person, and
Yeah,
that's not on them. For you know, that's on me for thinking.
Yeah, see, that was the good part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whatchamacallit, I think even if they did you so dirty in a sense, you also have to be like, unfortunately, rejection is a part of dating
Right.
and a
True.
part of life and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
think, I will not lie, I will not cap, rejection is hard to handle.
Mhm.
It is hard for
True.
no matter anybody, who you're into, whether it's a guy, it's a girl, somewhere in between and stuff like that. Rejection is hard. Obviously, we don't want to feel nasty. We don't want to feel ugly. We don't want to feel, we want to feel accepted.
We got she's speaking facts in the chat. We also got Austin needed to hear that. Also, you won't find
done.
love expecting that they won't judge you from the past either. That's true. Word to Amy. Amy in the chat.
Hi, Amy. I don't know. Listen, yeah.
But it's like, obviously it's an ugly feeling. Everybody wants to be accepted and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think it's also in the lens of like, you know, maybe girls that you've ghosted, girls that you
Yeah,
stopped
so
talking
like-
to. In
like
in
that,
their
uh-huh.
lens, you're a shit guy. You know what I mean?
That's
Right.
true.
It's
Even though
it's a circle, you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
it's a
yeah.
constant
I was ghosted,
circle.
and then I started doing the ghost. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
wait, I get why I did this, or
But
I get
I-
why they did that. I get why they ghosted.
I
me.
do think the nice guy trope, even if you're a girl and be like, well, nice guys finish last, and then I'll bring it up to them, whoever's in the chat. So
Yo,
why
should we
don't,
do a poll? Let's
So
go.
why
Poll
don't-
in the chat. Here we go.
no offense, but it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
so when even girls say like, nice guys finish last, where's your boyfriend? If there's so many nice guys out there, where's your boyfriend? Where's your girlfriend if so many good people finish last? I think it's because when you center your world around being a good person, sometimes people deviate away that they only be a good person to find results. Oh, I want someone to say thank you. Oh, I want someone to give me something back. Oh, I want this, I want that. I also had to go through that. I also had to be like, well, they didn't even say thank you. I had to be like, I did what I can. I did my best, and that's what came out. At least I can live with myself and say I did the best I could. You know what I mean? And I think unfortunately the nice person, nice guy gets skewed to a way it can go a very nasty route, or it can just be who you are as a person. I don't think you have to keep reiterating that you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. I think most of us know you're a nice guy. You don't have to keep saying
Right.
it
That's true.
because other
Respect.
assholes like get a girl. It could be the same thing. They have to work on themselves. It's a previous trauma that's
Yeah.
completely out of your control.
Right.
Damn, Des. Yo, this is what we missed from Des,
Yeah,
bro. She
I
brought
like
a
it.
different perspective. It's because me and Austin are the same motherfucker, so we would be
You
over
guys
here
are both
agreeing like,
guys.
fuck girls.
Yeah, it did
Yeah, yeah,
concern
yeah.
me because I will be honest. Crucify me if you will, just like on Easter.
Go ahead, brother.
That's
Go
why I
ahead.
had to like kind of like pause some podcasts and I couldn't go back to them because I was just
Ah.
like, this is 2 steps
That's
away from
enough.
Alpha Male Red podcast. Though.
Right.
I was just like, I know you guys are cool, but some of the stuff
And we're
you guys
playing
say,
most of the time, too.
but that's what you say to not feel guilty about it. Also, as well. As
No,
much-
no.
No, like, hear me out. There's not that it's you specifically.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some
yeah.
guys that will push those boundaries and say, "Well, I'm joking. Well, I'm
Yeah,
joking."
they'll hide behind the blanket of joking. Yeah, yeah, I
until
understand.
it's not joking no more. That's who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you also have to differentiate. Hey, I'm joking. So when is that not joking no more? That's who you are as a person. Like, no offense. I know some guys that were like friends of friends that keep making fun of gay people,
Right.
and they keep saying the F slur. They keep making fun of gay people. They keep questioning, well, why do gay people get together? When do I differentiate that they're joking to that's who they are? When do I set that boundary?
Right.
When is it like, okay, that was funny, like we should cut it out? You know what I mean? When does it end? When do I put up my wall? Because then they're questioning me fundamentally about me and my relationship with my girlfriend. When does it stop being a joke until the day that me and my girlfriend can get married and people will like, well, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? We're just joking.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's not around the corner. You know what I mean? When does it end? When does the boundary end? When does the joking stop? You know?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Austin, to recap, he said emotional 5 to 10. You know, get that shit under control.
Yeah.
That kind of bullshit.
That's the goal, right? That's the goal.
All right. Nice. Des, take it away, brother. 5 to 10 year goal, bro.
2030.
Holy
Right.
shit. Also, we have a
35.
gray shorts is packing. Yo,
Knuckle.
yo, sick meat, by the way, brother.
Look at
Dude, nice to the
Wow,
balls right
balls.
there.
Nice.
That is getting noticed, bro.
This sound for free, bro.
Yo,
And then-
there's a poll right here.
There's a paywall.
There's a poll right here. Anybody that's watching right now, go vote in the poll. It's right here. It's up live for 1 more minute. Go ahead, Des.
Wait, what's the poll?
Do good guys finish last?
Oh, okay.
I mean, at least someone finishes.
Oh, you're right.
What you call it? I think it's hard. I don't even live my life year by year. I live it like as close as I can to in the moment. As corny as I sound, live, laugh, love type bullshit.
Right.
What you call it? I think even like me planning a tattoo was like only 2 weeks out, and I could barely like think about like, yeah, that works. You know what I mean? I think life in this stage right now, from when I was like 18, 21 to now that I'm like 25, about to turn 26. Oh, shocker.
God.
I think I wasn't even the same person year by year. So it's hard for
Right.
me to plan ahead.
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
just how you're built, though. Like, you're kind of more comfortable, like, doing it. Because then I feel like you're the type of person that you're going to get, like, anxiety or some shit if you start planning too much ahead and it doesn't, like, come to fruition.
Oh, fuck yeah. I
or
had
you're
an
behind
existential
and-
crisis the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I had the existential crisis going to bed fucking on a Wednesday.
Yeah, because a lot of people try to say, like, dude, no, you got to have, like, plan ahead and this and this and
You
this.
have
But
to have
it
your-
doesn't work for a lot of people. Some
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, you're right. Hold up. We have
What is that?
do good guys finish last? Well, we only got one vote, but it says no. Okay. Here we go. We got a question in the chat. This one, okay, here we go. What was the other reasons y'all stopped recording pods together? Here we go.
Do we
Let's
need a
drop the
shot for
fucking-
that team?
Yeah, let's fucking here. Cheers again. Oh,
I ran out
and
of-
I've been the only one that's
I
been
ran out
drinking,
of
by the way.
water.
Lies. I've had this tweet.
Yeah, let me get that water.
Okay.
Let me get that water.
This one?
I was talking about whichever ones y'all don't want.
Oh, this man always steals my fucking water, brother.
Yeah. I need
All right,
to-
so let's hear from Des first, because we said our kind of like piece on the first episode back. Now we get to hear from Des. Oh, here we go. Hey, nice question in the chat. Here we go.
they're trying to stir the pot.
Yeah, let's
The pot
go.
is stirred.
The
No,
pot.
wait, the pot is melting.
Go ahead and stir
Go
it.
ahead, Des.
I think I was kind of done doing the podcast because unfortunately some of the topics did become a bit repetitive. I think there was like nothing more I could offer to the table. For example, relationship wise, I think everybody knew where I standed. Like 10 feet.
Stood, but yeah.
Yeah, like standarded,
Yeah.
stooded, what you call it. So I think there was like nothing more that I could add. I was unfortunately genuinely getting bored, and I think that could, not that I hide it really well. I think you guys could notice it, let alone them, let alone the cameras and stuff like that. Where I was just kind of like checked out and be like, yeah, this, yeah, that. I think
right.
there was just nothing more that I could add. There's only so much that I can do, let alone a different point of view. What a good rhyme. So it's just like my trail just kind of like faded off. There's nothing more that I could do. And
Yeah,
it was
you were
just
like a lime that was already squeezed and that could not be squeezed
not the
anymore.
lime.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was just like I just unfortunately didn't have fun just reiterating my topics, even though I was the only like different one. Yeah, I just got kind of tired, and I think it was pretty noticeable with the way that I would talk, the way that I would speak. Um, my fucking shrimp ass posture.
Bruh.
I think it was noticeable with everything.
And that's what we were saying with Austin. We were like, sometimes because it really works for like us because we're very like alike. So we bounce off each other very well. We can navigate through topics like very similarly and shit like that. So it doesn't really get too old for us. But I could definitely see that like, and I definitely saw it, like you said, that like, you know, once you get through talking the same kind of things, like, or the same kind of like topics get touched, you kind of feel like, okay, well, I've already said this and that.
I've
Like,
already
you know?
said
Yeah.
my piece. I've already.
I remember I asked Anthony, I was like, so what is this about? Are we just gonna talk about relationships? Because
About Austin's
I was like
failure.
I
of
was like,
relationship.
I don't think I'm a very good person to be talking about this. So.
Yeah, because I also think there was like certain topics that, you know, like we just couldn't touch on anymore and stuff like that. I think there was like topics that we were like deviating so different from that it wasn't gonna come out cohesively. And
See, yeah, that's another thing that I was gonna say. Like, yeah, we are on two different sides of the spectrum when it comes to stuff like that. You think about things very differently. It's not like a right or wrong thing. You just think very differently than like. Well, I guess more me than him. He doesn't really give a fuck about anything, really. And so that leads to just kind of like awkwardness, you know. Like, leads to kind of like it's not tension either, because like we just got a question in the chat. Is there any bad tension between y'all? And it's like, no, definitely
I
not
don't
on me.
think so. I did have to learn that our lives were just, you know, diverging from different roads, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's something everybody has to learn when growing up, as corny as that fucking sounds. I did have to watch a video to be like, you know, even though you feel like your friends, you know, start to have kids and stuff like that, and you start to feel abandoned and stuff like that, not everything's about you. They do want to take a different life road path that isn't ill intention toward you,
Right.
but you can also have that intention to actively be in their lives, or you can have the active intention to still pursue your own single, you know, familyless life. Which comes at a crossroads and feels very intentional from either side. So for example, even though you're focused on your kid and I'm like, hey, let's go out. And you're just
Right.
like, oh, well, no, I can't. I
Yeah.
can take it in the way of just like, wow, he never wants to do anything in the
Yes,
morning.
yes,
And then
correct.
you can take it in the way of like, wow, they don't understand that
yeah.
I have kids.
And they
Like,
don't invite me no more, and this and that. They don't fuck with me no more. Yeah,
there's
you're completely right.
always there's always sides that no one ever knows. Obviously I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Like I said, I had to work on it very actively.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, this isn't directly towards me. This isn't a direct effect that he wanted to make on my life. This is something he genuinely wants for himself, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. There's just nothing more that we could talk about. And even when I start to think of it outside of the podcast, I'm like, what do we even have in common anymore?
Yeah, so that's another thing that we were just like, that you kind of iterated, like, you know, we were not only talking about the like similar topics over and over, but we were also starting to divert in like life paths that we didn't even have anything in common anymore.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, what do we talk about,
We
guys?
used to go out all together, right? On nights
Yeah.
out. And,
And
then
then
you
we-
kind of stopped and we kind of kept going. And then it just kind of like, you know, made
It
things a
just
little different.
dwindled.
Yeah. It's like you can't like be relatable anymore at a certain point. Yeah. But then I guess like and this is where I thought about after a while. I was like, well, that's the beauty of becoming an adult, is that everybody starts going their own separate paths, but you can still fuck with them from afar. Like, oh, dude, this was awesome when we did this back in the day. Like, oh, like you're doing that right now. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Like, this is cool. Like, you know, be happy for people from afar, you know. And even if people think differently or like whatever, go different routes, like, you know, I had to learn that as well. Like to accept the fact that everybody thinks and acts differently, and you just gotta, whether you like want to be okay with it or not, just gotta accept that. Like,
Life keeps
fuck it.
marching.
Yeah.
You can't really like go against the grain.
Yeah,
for too long.
yeah.
You can't just be like, well, you were single once. It's like, no, well, this is how it is now. Change is a very constant thing in your 20s, no matter if you like it or not. That's why I like really weirdly, I had that realization at like 2 a.m. where I was just like, wow, like after my frontal lobe developed or whatnot. And I was
Right.
just like, wow, I'm kind of excited to see what my 30s bring, even though you fucks say it's old.
Right.
I'm excited to see what 30s bring because my 20s was so much change. I'm excited to see what comes after. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see who I am, who my friends are, where everybody leads. You just had to put a different lens on it instead of saying the doom of like, wow, we used to be like this and we used to do this and we used to do that. You have to be excited for other people's futures, not just your own. And there was like a thing where I had to constantly like, remind myself where like we all come from different places. We're all going different places.
Yeah.
Destination is never like finite. It's always changing and stuff like that. Like I didn't think I was gonna be an aunt 2 years ago. I'm an aunt now. I fucking love my niece. I'm hoping to be a fucking great aunt. I hope that my niece comes to me when, she's 5, 10, 15. I hope she comes to me and she's excited to tell me about her stuff. I'm excited to give her things. I want to keep my cars to give her to when she's like older. I am planning a bunch of things for her. It's like a bunch of things that, I couldn't imagine doing before.
Yeah. And even with like, when we decided that like we were going to go our separate ways with the podcast wise, I remember that conversation we had at the table. I was like, hey, like one of the last advices that I gave to you, I was like, oh dude, like I see that sometimes you stress about like, trying to spread yourself thin to like accommodate people. You were like, I just want to be like, make sure that you're good and shit like that.
Very bad
like,
people pleasing.
That kind of thing. And I told her, I was like, hey, bro, like you got to be more selfish nowadays, bro. Cause like the only person who's gonna like, the only person that's gonna make sure your life is where it's supposed to be in reality is you. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you spread yourself too thin, well, you're helping those people, and those people are getting the benefits of like you, because you're a really good like helper. You're gonna help people's lives, but in doing that, like you're not gonna be able to help yourself. So I was like, spend a little more time, like being a little more like selfish, I guess you can say.
I do think I also was searching for community. Obviously, American wise that we live in right now, it's not really community based. I do think I wanted friends there for me. I did want to be there for my friends, and I wanted a constant, like reassurance that like, people are going to be there no matter what. Yeah. And lucky enough, I did finally find that with the group of friends that I have now. And, even if I've learned from my past mistakes with other friends, I could always be a better friend and stuff like that. But the friends that I have now are literally the kind of friends who'll be like, hey, I'm not doing anything, but I am pretty bored. Do you want to hang out? And they'll be like, yeah. Hey, I'm doing this, but I just want someone around. Can you do that? It's a part of also searching for community. I think that's very lackluster in our day and age. And, when also people have kids, like I wasn't a good enough community to my friends that had kids.
And dude, you're speaking facts because like we just said, as your lives diverge and everybody goes their separate ways, sometimes you also got to go your separate ways with communities. Like you say, find your place. Cause like if those people are going different places, well, they're going to start living their life different and it might not accommodate you or what you want. So that's where bad tensions might rise, where you're like, well, fuck, these people aren't even like
they want to talk about it. Like, even if it's like something that's so selfish, it's like, well, all they want to talk about is their kids. I'm like, yeah, well, their kids revolve.
But I can't relate.
So,
Yeah. So that's why you have to sometimes move communities, and like both parties have to be like aware of that. Like, hey, this person's gonna start hanging out with like fuck. Like, I'm not crying, I promise.
Oh, no.
This person's gonna start hanging out with other people, and I have to be aware of like this is not like a bad tension thing. It's just like how naturally things go, and you just gotta be like happy for that person, like from afar and shit. Like, we have so many questions, by the way, in the fucking chat. Let's
like weirdly enough, community based on our friends. Like, we have like as fucking the Dom Toretto. Like, we have like we make meals Sundays, so every now and then,
family time,
and
like,
everybody comes
quality
in,
time.
and everybody comes in like literally like a week or two ago. Like when we all got really drunk, everybody on their own separate time. We're like, hey, we're making hot dogs wrapped in bacon. Everybody wants to come over, everybody came over. We were eating hot dogs, watching Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. And we were just rooting for people with autism, trying to find love.
Fuck yeah, we got one right here.
Yeah.
there we go.
Let's go. Okay,
Get
so
me on that show.
with the reunion,
I love
is
my
there
friends.
any? Oh my God, they're trying to stir, or I don't know what the fuck
Oh,
they got going on.
God.
Is there any unresolved issues that have not been spoken about yet? I don't think so. Well, I think we kind of just touched on it. Like, everybody was going their own separate ways, and so we got to kind of like
Yeah.
figured that everybody's gonna go their own separate ways.
Mhm.
There was no like issues with that.
Yeah.
At first, it was just kind of weird. It was kind of weird because like nobody was
Obviously-
saying it.
Yeah.
We were all doing it without anybody saying it. So like after we kind of like said it, then everything was good. It was kind of like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Obviously, you don't want to be the one that starts trouble.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't want
no,
to be
for
the
real.
one that like makes the first move and be like, "Hey guys, I don't feel appreciated." But then I also have to see like, what am I doing to like help with the situation? Obviously, I wasn't doing enough, and I also had to self-reflect on that. So it's like a constant cycle of like what you could have done, what had happened, and what you have to come to accept. So it is
Nice.
a really weird cycle.
On top of that, do y'all each have a memory you cherish the most? Okay, dude, that's the cool part. So like I said, like once you like haven't seen each other for a while, or like you move on to different things, you get to actually reminisce on the times like from the past, and it was like you're like, oh fuck that, like we had a fucking fantastic time, like when we would go out and
Yeah,
shit, like every
going out.
night, like every single night was a new story, bro. If you haven't listened to those old podcasts, bro, go listen to those podcasts, dude. Like they're awesome. We would recap like the night. Yeah.
Because Destiny, she would just wingman me. Like they'll go to her,
Yeah,
they'll go to
yeah.
her, she'll deflect them to me, and I was like, hell yeah.
Or like
appreciate that.
me and Des were always like the duo, bro. Like with the dance moves and shit, we'd always be
Yeah.
there, like not giving a fuck who was around. Those were awesome. Like I definitely think about those moments all the time. Like I always just look around, like, oh, Des is there. We just
I do think of quality time, like coming back hammered, and we watch
Oh, yeah.
Ratatouille. I was gonna bring you a
Ratatouille,
Ratatouille rat from
Yeah.
Disney World.
Oh, thank
because,
you. Well, you got me that keychain, so I still.
So I was like, it was, every time I see a fucking rat, I'm like, that
Oh,
fucking-
Austin, the
that
fucking rat.
Ratatouille.
yeah, I would always play Ratatouille on the way back.
Yeah, I do appreciate like third party views a lot. I know I had a crisis where I was just like, wow, I speak too much about myself on the podcast, but I also think I do that without a mic, like one-on-one person. Like
But that's good for a podcast, bro.
I'm like, oh, so much of myself is out there, and then like when I'm in the
Yeah.
club, I'm like, what, did you know about this about me? And I'm like, so stupid. I do appreciate like talking about like personal life with you, like in the kitchen, and we're just eating. We're just like, yeah, shit happens. Like, what can you do about it? You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
offers like a fresh perspective because obviously I don't talk about my feelings a lot with guys, and it was like the off chance where I was just like, what do you think about this? And you were just
Yeah,
like,
dude, it was so weird. Like we would randomly just talk about shit. Like sometimes
like
we would
3
meet each other,
hours.
yeah, for like 3 hours, random as fuck, like family issues or like
Yeah.
emotional shit. And like, bro, I remember there was one time where I started crying. I was like, dude, that was just so fucking.
dead.
That shit was wild. But that is very true. Like I fuck with that. I don't know her personally, but I love the way she thinks. She got me thinking deep now. Yo, shout out Amy in the chat, bro. We just gotta follow head ass. That's what's up.
Team, is it okay if I piss?
Oh,
Go ahead,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
go
for
ahead.
sure.
Thank God.
That's Austin, favorite cherished
Take a
memory.
look. Dude, my memory's just so bad. Like I can't
I know.
remember a lot of things because the drinking is just
You
so.
don't remember anything because of
so-
TikTok brain.
Yeah, that's also. Yeah, the doom scrolling doesn't
For
help.
real.
Oh, me. I'm
Um,
sorry.
I'm just trying to think of something nice you did to me. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Any nights out in particular that you could think of?
You
Well,
know
you
what?
think
This,
not-
this
wait-
isn't really more of a deep thing, but this is. I really like. I just thought. Like I remember that time we were all squeezed into that car like a clown car.
Yes,
Oh, for my
yes,
birthday?
yes.
I really
yes.
like that. I really
That
like
shit was
that. It was like
hilarious,
we were
bro.
determined to get everybody there in one fucking. Yo, my shit cut off.
Yeah, your shit. That's weird. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was a
Okay.
really funny night.
Dude, my back was broken. We were all in the car. Like I promise you, it was like 12, like
Sardines.
12 in like a little sedan.
Never mind. I'm glad he was skipped in the chat.
Damn,
Hold on, let me fix
that's
my hair.
insane.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Yeah, the alcohol,
Dude,
they be hitting.
OMG Des in the chat. All right,
don't
yo,
know.
I didn't even say my 5 to 10 year goal. Here we go. Okay. I said in the last episode that I feel like you have like a physical age and a mental age. A
think
physical
so?
age,
I heard you had
I'm 25.
a quarter life crisis.
I did 25, but I have the back of a 70-year-old, bro. I have back problems, bro. So I
Dang.
gotta fucking.
Is it called a posture review?
Yeah, watch the review is
The
crazy.
shrimp.
My mental maturity, I feel very great with it, dude. I feel like I'm a 38-year-old man. I feel very good. I feel like I have a lot of things figured out, bro. Not everything, but
Do
a
you
lot
think
of
you're
things is
worried
working.
that if you have a 38-year-old mind right now, when you get to 38, you'll be too far ahead?
No, because I think the quicker you figure things out to your own life, not to, because like there's people that always try to claim like you should be doing this, you should be doing this, like, you know, they give
Clap
you
for
like
that.
the 100% blueprint. No, that's not true. But for your life, right? So for my specific life where I want to be, I feel like I got it pretty figured out, like how I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a head start. So I'm actually very, very happy with that.
I'm
type
with
shit.
you. I love not knowing anything. This is the girly
Yeah,
clap.
yeah,
bro,
No,
I'm there.
this is the girly clap. You should do it.
I should
You
be-
got your index and your thing, and you go like this.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
I don't-
Yes, Eva. Or you go like this when you agree with something.
It's like the there's always a driver. There's always like the passenger with the map and the kid in the back, just like
Yeah.
living life. Living life. Don't
I
know
have
what
the
fuck
map,
where
but
to
then I
go.
get scared looking at the map and I throw it down.
Okay, here we go. I got it.
There you go. I'll give you a little time.
He was like lasering in
you
on
need
the
more
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Need more
I'm a
time?
little fucked up. That's why. Okay, here we go.
Oh
I
no,
got you.
someone has to drink it a while. Do
I have it. Okay, so listen.
you want a little bit of Red Bull?
No, because then I'll tweak out.
Sponsored
I'll
by
tweak
Red
out.
Bull.
I'll tweak out. I'll tweak out.
Chill.
Tweak out.
You're not
Yo,
even-
listen. Okay, so listen. I've had this thought, right? That and I've always had this fucking problem, but I don't put myself in other people's shoes whenever
That's not sanitary, but
Bro, this motherfucker. Whenever I like act or not act,
Act.
like just exist. I don't know. How do I say that? Interact with them
Yeah.
okay.
or like impact them?
Yeah.
Like when I
Mhm.
say things to you, what is that? Acting? No, that's
Well,
It's interacting.
Yeah,
interacting.
it's
Yeah.
Interacting. There we
Yeah.
go.
Come on.
Okay.
inner.
I'm a little
There you
fucked
go.
up. There we go. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I
Appreciate
got
that,
you.
brother.
I mean, you said
Yes,
it. You said
Eva,
it. you
yes.
know?
Okay, listen. So one of the prime
I know those
examples,
songs.
one of the prime examples is one of my children with Aiden, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes now when you become a parent, you don't necessarily know how to properly Damn, son.
Someone shoot that bottle. Something in it.
Fuck, holy shit. Yo, delete the video.
Take
Okay.
another shot, bro. That's what you fucking need.
Yo.
There's a DJ. No, why are you crying? You don't have to
shit's
feel
funny.
sorry for
Alright.
him.
Here we
Yo.
go. Oh, fuck.
What's
This motherfucker always got tears in his eyes, bro.
Yo,
That's crazy.
it's the
He's
Okay.
feeling
allergies,
so
bro.
emotional.
Listen.
I'm a cancer.
Knowing how to properly. Yo, what's so fucking funny?
Because you actually try to pronounce that manually. You like
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You got it. Go ahead.
Okay.
How to properly navigate situations where other people's feelings are in the mix.
So you're having a hard time having empathy?
I like
No, because I okay, listen, listen.
I like that
point.
silence.
Yes, but no. Yes, not intentionally though. Because intentionally, I always do like deep down have a good intention, but it might not. Even though I have a good intention, it still might not be like a good outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so, like try to figure out like where I can get that good outcome. Because sometimes like even though like if I try to correct him. Sometimes I don't correct them correctly. Sometimes I end up hurting his feelings and shit like that.
Well, as a parent, there's not like a right or wrong avenue. That's also
Yes,
that's
there
also,
is though. There is.
Well, obviously there's like a horrendous
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
soft.
It's like a
but-
scale. It's a spectrum.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
But I
like,
want to start leaning like not start because I think I am doing a good job, but like I want to get more like a lot more hits on the like good
On him?
way.
Oh.
'Cause, like-
I want to get more hits here. Like,
I want to get more
Yeah.
lashes in.
Look at
Yo,
me.
takes
that's
off the
hilarious.
bell.
Nah, do you? I mean, you guys think like kids should be spanked, right? Or no?
Here we
I-
go. We're gonna differ. I already know.
Like, or
I-
are you guys more on the gentle parent?
Let's
side?
go. I like this. Go ahead, Des. Take it away. 'Cause me and
I
Austin
don't
are about to
know.
agree on this one.
I wouldn't want to hit them. I'd rather my partner hit them.
I'd rather they look like the bad guy than me.
because I'm the fun dad.
Well, I think it's like a joint consensus with your partner, especially because like obviously you guys can have different views on being raised. For example, like the way my girlfriend was punished was pretty fucking harsh. And,
I'm sorry.
versus the way I was raised, like even though I can say like, well, I turned out okay. I also know in the back of my head I was still like scared of my parents. Like even when I,
Right.
even though it has implications today where like I fuck up, I come home crying because I think I'm gonna go, think I'm in trouble,
Right.
and stuff like that. So I do think the main factor you could never predict the outcome is your kid, because your kid is a whole separate being.
Yes.
So
that kind of does, like, kind of goes with like
So-
what I was talking about. Yeah.
so even though you and your partner can be on agreements, disagreements, you know, whatever, your kid is just such like the outcome you can never predict.
Right.
So they can take it
They're
in a
their
good
own
way.
person. They
Yeah.
make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
now fuck your
Right.
partner, brother. You think you spanking kids or what, bro? Come on, let's see it.
Jennifer-
No, don't look at Jennifer, bro. I'm talking. I'm
Jennifer's
saying
the love of
Des.
your life.
I'm saying
Let's
Des.
say-
Don't look at Jennifer, brother.
let's say-
She's Honduran. She can say yes, actually.
Let's
Go ahead.
say,
The rule of three? What's the rule of three?
Oh, 3 strikes and you get a. Ah,
Ooh.
okay.
That's pretty good.
All right.
'Cause,
That's somewhere in the middle.
I'm 2 for 3.
Because I'm always like, I'm always hesitant on being like, yeah, you should hit your kids, because it obviously comes out of the frustration of the parent. Like, there's like, you don't know what else to do. Like, it just comes like, it comes out of you. Like, it's not for the, sometimes it's not for the betterment of themselves. It's because you are like, you're so stressed out by your kid. The only way to calm them down is to hit them. So
you
it
say like
has
you're
a-
out of options. Type
yeah,
shit. You
so
tried
it's like
everything.
a good and a bad.
Right. So sometimes you like, yeah, you're kind of right. You do every possible option. Like you remind them once nicely, remind them again, maybe even a third time too. And you're like, well, they think that I'm soft. They think that shit is sweet around
Right.
here. They can just do whatever they want. Okay, cool. I gotta punish and shit like that. That's true. One thing I have learned that does work, and it's kind of like the dog. That's funny.
Pavlov.
The dog and what's that word? An analogy that you used earlier
Right.
with the tree, right?
Dog in a tree.
Yeah. With kids, with raising kids, it kind of works the same way as a dog in that they learn more when you give them a treat, as opposed to like they don't learn as much
Positive
when
reinforcement?
you discipline. Yeah. So like a dog, when they do something bad, right? Well, you fucking spank them, right?
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, they actually
Not
do
me, but-
tend to learn a lot when you just train them the right way off the jump. You know, give them kind of treats and shit as they go. It works with kids as well, not all the time. So that's why I am for spanking, brother. I
Damn.
definitely, and it works, bro. It works. It definitely works, dude. Now you definitely don't abuse it. Like that's your last resort. Like kind of like you said, you're out of options.
Your wife definitely gave me some insight when she said like she had like a paddle.
Yes,
and
the
stuff
paddle
like
is
that.
right there. Oh wait,
Yeah.
it might not be
Shout
because
out
he
the
might.
paddle.
Damn, that means it was used.
Shout out the paddle. Shout out the paddle. Cause
Yeah.
like she told me from like a mommy class, which was like very insightful to me. Because obviously I was the youngest. I don't know what it's like to discipline somebody else. I just know what it's like to be
Right.
very upset off their fucking rift.
Yeah.
And she's just like, well, if you hit them with your hand, they just only know to be afraid of you.
You,
And
yes.
if you hit them with the paddle, they know to be afraid of the paddle. Just like when my
Yes.
dad would get his belt out and he'd smack it 3 times, I knew I had to sit my ass fucking down.
Yeah.
Not because he stood there, but because he took off his belt and he slapped it 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a give or take, because you know what I mean. You never know.
Yeah, you want them to be afraid of something because like that
Fear?
is included with discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be a consequence because a lot of times like kids don't know, like they don't learn without a consequence. If that makes sense. Everything is sweet. I always think about my fucking brothers, bro.
Well,
Throw back to the OG analogy. My brothers, you know, they grew up a lot different. They grew up a lot sweeter. Like they never got hit. They never got nothing. So they never grew up with a consequence. So every like their whole point in life, they lived without a consequence. So they never like tried.
mhm.
Because I always tried, just like you. I tried because I had fear of failing. I had fear of like not being good enough and my parents like being upset. Like that fear, that was the consequence. But they never had that fear. You sometimes do gotta have that fear, whether it's spanking or it's like, you know, any other consequence, that type of shit, you know?
I think fear is one of like our oldest. I heard it on
Yo, fuck the live.
on another podcast. I'm dead. Bye, guys.
We gotta play some games.
I think fear
Oh,
is
Sorry,
one of
go
our
ahead.
oldest emotions. So that's the one that's like so engraved to you from like birth that you'll obviously know fear off the rip. Like even as a baby, when you talk to a baby, you could talk to it in a sweet voice. They know that's okay. If you talk to it in a rough ass voice, like, hey, like they know. It's kind of like a dog. When you yell at your dog knows to like scurry away.
We gotta end this. This is 2 hours long, bro. This is
Damn.
fucking
Somebody
All right.
say long enough.
for real. Oh, haven't heard that one yet. This has been another NA5 podcast.
that
Thank you
shit
guys
turned
for
off.
tuning in, and thank you for Des for coming, bro. This
Thank
was
you for
awesome. This
coming.
was a nice little. Oh, why'd you say it like that?
What?
Excuse me?
Why'd you
Thank
say
you
it like
for-
that?
Thank you for being here. Damn.
Yo, this is a cool little reunion where I really appreciated this. It's really fun. I missed this. I missed the synergy that we have. It's really, really cool. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to go subscribe to the channel at NA5 Podcast. TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the good shit. Thank you guys. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
See you later.
Bye.